Hello and welcome to Serial Trash Talking. As always, we're your hosts, DA and Rob, and we've got a jam-packed episode for you this afternoon. We're going to be starting off with the review of the wonderful Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We're going to be diving into our top 5 moments of the NFL season, and we're also going to be looking at what our favorite teams, the New England Patriots and Dallas Cowboys, need to do to improve on this season's performance. Rob, over to you.
Thanks, DA. I've been absolutely fizzing about the cereal all week. I can't wait to get stuck into it. Just as a reminder, these are our 5 criteria that we live by. It's all about the smell test, the dry test, flavor integration, structural integrity of the cereal, and mourishness. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. Oh man, that smells delicious. Wow.
You know, Rob, this takes me right back to sitting in the Holiday Inn in Boston, trying the cereal for the first time. Just about to go to Fenway Park with my dad.
Oh no. That is beautiful, DA. That's beautiful. Always wondered how this ended up on the list. Now, that's the exact stories that I want to hear. That's exactly what I want to hear from you, man. That nostalgic feeling. This is exactly why we do this.
So I actually think this was one of the first American cereals that I actually tried, other than, you know, your Cocoa Pops. Like, this was the first.
Hi, mate. Now, I need you to get on this dry test with me.
Oh, it's quality.
How is each flake so coated?
Mm-hmm.
Their consistency is beautiful.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not sure whether you can see, like, the amount of cinnamon that's on those pieces there. Sugar.
Oh, it's scrumptious. Oh, hold on, dear. Does this even need milk? What's this in? You're just going to go to town on this box.
To be honest, I don't think it does.
We better make sure the saturation levels are good.
I think already, like, this is already catapulted right up my list so far. So a little bit of background about.
Yeah, sorry, DA. I've just got to get this in because there's some viewers who criticize the angles and the depth of cereal. So no volumes here, guys. Volumes here. So excuse that, DA. You get into those history, please.
So the Cinnamon Toast Crunch originated in 1984 in the US, and back in 2018 it sold 105 million units. Which generated turnover of about 334 million in the US alone. So it's just amazing. You know, it ranks 5th all time in top cereals in the US. And yeah, it's absolutely delicious. So it's coming up for its 37th birthday.
On the initial test, it's not hard to realize why it's in the top 5.
No. All right, first mouthful. Well, today. You don't need to add anything to it. It's absolutely delicious.
No, not at all. This is it. Probably nice to have no marshmallows for a change.
So it's really quite similar to the s'more cereal, isn't it? But it's actually it's a little bit, I want to say, a little bit more delicate. Like, there's more textures to it.
Yeah, more textures within the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Even the rivets on the actual graham cracker itself. I wonder if that's a sign, because the s'mores, you know, if that combination, that marshmallow softens and the cocoa balls as well adds, you know, a different dimension. Whereas we got pure focus on the actual flake here, or the actual I say cinnamon toast, but
but that cinnamon and sugar's coming through so lovely. Like it's a cinnamon roll. It's beautiful, right? So I mean, there's different iterations of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch family. There's French Toast Crunch. There used to be a peanut butter toast crunch, which was discontinued back in 2006. And then there's the holiday special, the sugar cookie toast crunch. And I've actually just polished off a box of that this week, and it was delicious. But I've never had a sugar cookie, so I don't know really what it was. So
you're going to inform me when we're going to review that cereal, right? So you can bring me on the
it'll be
with you.
Christmas time.
It's an absolute special.
So cracking into our top 5 moments of the NFL season as we saw it. Rob, what's number 5?
Number 5 on our list, DA, is Dak Prescott and his ankle injury, on his ankle fracture, essentially. So Dak Prescott is, the Cowboys quarterback. He lives and breathes, Cowboys culture. He's the galvanizer of that team. And with Dak in their roster, they had a perception at the beginning of the year that they were going to go to at least the NFC Championship. As a NFC Championship at least. So, there's high hopes on him. And so when Dak went down, the team lost its way. Chances, the nation, the Cowboy Nation and America's team, hopes and dreams were sort of dashed at that moment. So I don't think we can look past it. And it has to get mentioned in our top 5, I believe.
Are they still America's team if they haven't won in 20 odd years?
I think that's just what endears them to America's people. The battler. They're always trying to fight. They're always living their dream, but they're always staying in your mind. But they're just the ultimate battler at the moment. But you're going to join me in mediocrity soon enough, so don't you worry about that.
I guarantee it that the Patriots will win another Super Bowl before the Cowboys.
I'm going to hold you to that. I don't even want to hear that. Same.
But to be honest, I actually thought that I genuinely thought this season was one of the prime seasons where the Cowboys could have made it to the NFC Championship game at least. And it was really unfortunate that Dak went down. But I mean, that's how you roll. That's how the cookie crumbles, essentially.
I couldn't agree with you more, mate. That's exactly how it fell apart. Yeah. On paper, plenty of weapons, and all that. But hey ho, that's how it ends up.
100%. So the number 4 moment in the NFL was the DeAndre Hopkins trade and the Stephon Diggs trade. I mean, it just goes to show the impact of a number 1 wide receiver, isn't it? I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, he had Larry Fitzgerald to go with him, so it provided Kyler Murray with another asset. But I mean, it just galvanized the whole team. He made great plays. I mean, that Hail Mary against the Bills. I mean, that's a Madden catch there. So I think he's done well.
Madden struggles to make animations that look that good. Surrounded, DA, surrounded, on top of, all around. Yeah,
exactly. And I think it's crazy. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they progress next season. And well, I mean, look, we've seen Stephon Diggs and how he's just turned it on for Josh Allen, being that number 1 wide receiver there.
Transformative receivers, aren't they? Genuine lead number 1s, transforming franchises. Franchises with their performances. Genuine contenders. So that's fantastic. Well, that's brilliant there, because that's a lovely lead-in to our third biggest moment out of our top 5, and that is the Bills and the Bills' ascension, through Stephon Diggs and the Browns. So what you see with the Bills and the Browns is you see Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield, we say filling their shoes or living up to some kind of expectations. And I've just got a few stats here available. There's going to be some little ones on Josh Allen, and we're talking about his ascension from 2019 to 2020. So just a year's difference. And what we're saying in that year is he's growing into his shoes. He's got Stephon Diggs as a number 1 receiver. And you look at his QBR rating, it went from 85.3 to 107.2. Now, 85.3 puts him in the middle of the pack. 107.2 puts him third, only behind Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. So, mate, if you're going to sit behind 2 quarterbacks, it's not a bad spot to be. There was whispers that he was in the MVP conversation, so it's just the beginning for him and the Bills. So, happy days in the AFC division for the Pats. Their DA. So good luck. Without that, I think that since we brought up the division, I think we have to say that the Bills, it was their first time winning the division in 25 years. So hey, mate,
that's right.
If they can keep that going, that is It's going to be special. And from an IT's point of view, I actually like watching him. I actually enjoy
they're great to watch, aren't they?
Watching Josh Allen play. He's actually exciting to watch. So
yeah, it reminds me a little bit of the 2007 Patriots. So yeah,
nice take.
Right. And then I think just quickly on the Browns, like I think Baker Mayfield's done well. He often does well when his back's against the wall, and I actually think he benefited from OBJ going down. But I think the reality is that it opened up the field a little bit more for the Browns, and they had more targets, and those wide receivers there really stepped up. So the number 4 moment we have to talk about is missed opportunities from the Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, and Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. Now, I mean, these teams are all well within contention. I mean, I think Saints obviously struggled a little bit with Breeze's injuries. I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers probably peaked too soon. And I think Green Bay just was short on talent. Just short on talent out wide. So I think, it's a missed opportunity because this was the season that all three of those teams could have won. And I think the only one who has a shot moving forward, I'm going to be controversial. I think the Steelers, if the Steelers can, they
get rid of Big Ben.
They need to keep him for one more season, I think.
Okay, give him one more. He's got to take a pay cut though.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and our number 1 moment, Tom Brady. Tom terrific, the GOAT. I mean, what more can you say? The guy's just incredible. And as a New England Patriots fan, I admire his greatness. I thank him for all his contribution to New England in bringing us 6, not 5, but 6 Super Bowls, one more than Dallas. And yeah, I mean, how he galvanized that team in Tampa. I mean, a team that was well out of it. Some great stars came to Tampa because of him. I mean,
great player, great GM.
Yeah. I've already said it on the show. They'll be back there next year. They'll be back again next year.
Hard to disagree with you, DA. Hard to disagree with you. I think the line that we have to chuck in is Patrick almost got added to the GOAT conversation. So that conversation only lasted a few weeks before Tom squashed that. So that's said and done. Let's move on.
Yeah. So let's move on. Now, Rob, you're for some reason a Cowboys fan, and I am a New England Patriots fan, and it's fair to say that we had relatively poor seasons this year, given COVID. Rob, tell me what you want to see from the Cowboys next season. Where you think they need to improve.
Very nice idea. I think the biggest thing for me, DA, when I'm thinking about what the Cowboys need, and there is the headline pieces around, Dak Prescott signing his contract, getting Dak Prescott back on his feet. What's Dak going to come back like from injury, all of these sort of things. But the biggest thing for me is stop talking about it. Lock him into a contract, come to some agreement. He's going to be our guy. Let's take him forward. That's where I stand. He's shown enough to me that he's special, and he's got the locker room behind him.
Yeah.
We also have bigger issues with our defense. Defensive coordinators changing, and defensive players not being able to get stops. So I think that's the overall bigger issue. Yeah. Get our quarterback locked in, get our defensive coordinator on board, and utilize our players more efficiently. And for me, and all I hope for is that the Cowboys become watchable, because there was barely a game throughout the season where I could actually sit through and actually watch them. There was the games, Dak Prescott went down in week 5. We had that. I have to laugh about it. It was a week 2 against the Atlanta Falcons. We shouldn't have won that game. It was the onside kick that they didn't want to pick up. And we got the ball back. You just have to laugh because the Falcons are just worse. But, we're lucky to win that game as well. And Dak made it watchable because we were always in with a chance, even though our defense couldn't get a stop.
That's one of my talking points, is that, we had Donta Hightower out. We had Patrick Chung out. We had a lot of guys out due to COVID. And I think their leadership, their seniority coming back into the lineup will just pay dividends for us next season.
Change the whole team.
I think no.
I mean those players coming back will change the whole team dynamic.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think, Chase Winovich is a great player for us, the young lad out of Michigan. But I think it all comes down to we need better offense. We need better wide options. I mean, N'Keal Harry, I just don't think is living up to the expectation that granted him a first-round pick. And we need a quarterback.
The biggest issue is
I really like Cam Newton. I really do, but I don't think he fits in New England. And I heard yesterday that there's talk about Jimmy G coming back. Now, I'm not high on Jimmy G, but I think, in all honesty, he's an improvement on Cam Newton because he can actually throw the football and accurately. So
apparently that helps.
It does help. I've heard the same thing. So I think we'll see. I mean, I think the Patriots are only still a few pieces away from contending, but they really need to bring in some offensive weapons because even if Brady had been in New England this season, they wouldn't have done well because there was just no one around him, and that's why he succeeded in Tampa.
Yeah, stars need stars, sometimes. Stars need stars.
Yeah.
So would it be fair to say that I've got your first-class ticket into the world of mediocrity?
No. The Patriots will be contending. The Patriots will be contending for the AFC East next season. I guarantee it. The only first-class ticket you'll be getting is a first-class ticket to last place in the NFC East.
Oh man, we just hope that Carson Wentz stays in the division. He always provides a couple of wins.
I mean, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to see. It'll be nice to see Dak playing for the Washington football team.
Oh, don't even talk to me.
So, I mean, who knows? What did you think of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I mean, I've got an empty bowl.
I tried to hold on. I tried to hold on until this finishing part of the section, but it didn't last, mate. It was too good. It was too good. So I was trying to leave a couple of scraps in here, but I just had to smash it. So my overall review of this DA, according to our 5 criteria: smell test, cinnamon, beautiful from the beginning. Dry test, damn, this doesn't even need milk. Those cinnamon toast bits and pieces are just beautiful. Great sprinkling of cinnamon on every bite. The integration, milk filters through really well. I don't necessarily say that, like the cocoa balls from S'mores, adds the chocolatey flavor to the milk as well. So not so necessary with the cinnamon toast, and even to an extent, the Lucky Charms sugar melted in the flakes, the frosted flakes melted into the milk, and like sugar milk was quite delicious. Here, flavor integration, not so high on the list. That it wasn't necessary really. Structural integrity. The cinnamon toast wheat bits stayed together for a long time. The crunch was evident. They're not lying to you on the packet. And even though, obviously, the bowl was large this week, guys, as you would realize, when the cinnamon toast did soften, it almost added a nice textural difference as well. So,
great point.
when you go through the different textures and flavor palettes, it all worked nicely. The crunch and the softness as well. More easily. So for my rating on Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I'm going to give it an 8.5. Only thing for me, our criteria is flavor integration. That only pulled it back down. But this is my top rated cereal out of the 3 that we've reviewed. Yeah.
I don't really disagree with anything you've said there.
Yeah.
I actually think the flavor integration is great because the cinnamon and sugar that's on top of the cereal, once it hits the milk, a good portion of it stays on the cereal pieces, but it also drops into that milk. So you're left with this cinnamon and sugar milk, and it's just it's delicious. Delicious. As I said, it has a lot of fond memories. To me, the crispness of the cereal. You don't need milk. Even when it's been sitting in the bowl for a bit and it does get to go soft, it's still delicious. For that reason, I'm giving it a 9. It is definitely a cereal that I recommend you go out and buy. So this at the moment is leading the pack.
Yep.
And it was absolutely delicious. If you like cinnamon rolls, then this is the cereal for you. I definitely get out there and try it. So Rob, why don't you take us out?
Thanks, Dio. All right, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed our Cinnamon Toast Crunch review. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, because in our midweek episode, we are going to be reviewing Pop-Tarts, the Chocolatey Cheerio edition, where we do talk about the QB carousel that's currently being undertaken in the NFL, and we're going to touch on JJ Watt because he is a damn superstar. Have a great one, everybody.